Our A Game, a 100% Black-owned company with an all-natural product and world-class customer service. We're headquartered in California, and we manufacture, package, and ship right here in the United States. We ship to more than 125 distributors worldwide. Normal processing is 2 to 3 days, and we employ virtual tracking until our product is received. So, no matter where you are in the world, here we come, and we're bringing your A game.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love. And we back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to speak on Black men and the overdose rate since we've been in this pandemic. I don't know if a lot of us brothers are hit to this, but since C-19 has been live and active, a lot of us brothers, Black men, have been dying due to health conditions. A lot of us just haven't died from C-19, but we've died from other things. A lot of Black men died just during the COVID season itself. And one thing that is not really spoken about and talked about is how a lot of Black men died due to overdose, drug overdose during this C-19 season also. And I think that's very important because it speaks to the lack of value that Black men has always had for themselves, even before the pandemic started. See, once the whole pandemic thing started, a lot of people were going crazy, to say the least, because it disrupted their routine. And a lot of people are used to this routine way of living, getting up at a certain time, taking your shower, brushing your teeth, getting you some breakfast, and then heading out, to work. Your children headed out to school. And with these routines over time, the real things in your life that really affect your life, you begin to kind of suppress them because of this routine. So it's like you don't have time to really address, the issues that you went through as a man, because you got to go to work, you got to provide, you got to put food on the table. So your mental health is put on the back burner because you got to go get this money. I got to go do what I got to do. I don't have time, to be going to see no therapists and all of this type of stuff. But when the pandemic happened, a lot of us brothers were forced to deal with things that we've ignored, or us living a routine lifestyle, basically kept us away from those thoughts. Those thoughts probably just would come and go because you were so focused on other things. But when C-19 happened, now you're waking up every day, your routine is disrupted. Your children are at home. That adds to more of your stress because now you got to wake up, you got to feed your children. Now you got to have extra food in the house. Now they waking up, they in the house all day, they doing schoolwork. Then after they doing schoolwork, they just at home. That adds extra stress because not only are they at home, but you're at home. So now your money is messed up. So now that your routine has been disrupted and these extra situations that you're not used to dealing with, you have to deal with now. Now that adds to or opens you up to what happened to you before. See, now you're really stressed. Now you're really depressed because not only are you dealing with what happened to you, when you was a child and those thoughts, but now you're stressed at the fact that you're not making enough money like you used to. Just your whole life has been disrupted. And that has made a lot of us brothers suicidal. I know this because of me losing one of my best friends due to depression and stress and stuff like that. You see? So we have to understand, brothers, that practicing the 10 life value system, as y'all can see on your screen here, will definitely put you as the number one in your life, brothers. This is why you see the internal 5 is first and not the external. Because your family is more important than your job. Your health is more important than your job. Your spirituality is more important than your job. You see? And a lot of us brothers, we don't understand that because we're too busy practicing the loss value system where wealth is first. This is why you have a lot of men who are detached from their children because all they do is work. Work. All I do is bring in the money. I bring in the money. I bring in the money. I bring in the money. And that leaves men detached. This is why during COVID, which we're still in now, we're still in the season, of C-19. And with that happening and us being in this season, it has took a toll on black men because now they money messed up. So they feel like they're not, they're basically nothing. And black men, we have to stop believing that we're nothing without a job. We're nothing without money. We're nothing without the wealth. We're nothing without the leisure. We have to stop doing that, brothers, because this lost value system, as I spoke on yesterday, is destroying us. And I've been saying this a lot lately, and I'm going to continue to say it. So let's get to this article. I'm going to share my screen. Make sure y'all like the video. Share my screen. I'm going to go through this article real quick for you guys, just to show you, brothers, what's been going on with us, man, and just how serious this is. It says deaths from drug overdoses surge in some black communities. Pay attention to this, brothers. This is important. Deaths from drug overdoses surge in some black communities amid C-19. I'm going to read a little bit of the transcript. I'm not going to read all of it. It says, as the pandemic filled American hospitals and brought life to a near standstill in 2020, the long-standing opioid epidemic was only intensifying, essentially out of sight. As Amna Nawaz reports, the death toll from that epidemic, once centered on rural, large white parts of the country, appears to have shifted more heavily to urban African American communities. By the way, this is from pbs.org, guys. This is from pbs.org. Judy Woodruff says, as the pandemic, okay, next, I just read that, pardon me. Amna Nawaz says, Judy, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that more than 92,000 Americans died of overdoses in the 12 months ending last November. It's the highest number ever recorded and a 30% jump over the prior year. Now the CDC data is not broken down by race, but researchers at the University of California found that the largest increase in overdose deaths were in African Americans, a 50% jump from 2019. In Missouri alone, Black men are now 4 times more likely than a white person to die of an overdose. This is interesting, man. Dr. Kanika Turner is a St. Louis physician whose work centers in neighborhoods hard hit by addiction. She joins us now. Dr. Turner, welcome to the News Hour and thank you for being here. Those numbers are just striking. Tell us a little bit more. This is a transcript, y'all. Kanika Turner says, yes, I think what's driving those numbers is definitely multifactorial. I think a few things on the streets with the drug supply changing with the pandemic. So when we went through the shutdown, we saw a significant change in drug supply. And whenever you see a change in drug supply, that definitely increases someone's risk for an overdose. On the streets, we typically saw a lot of fentanyl and fentanyl analogs. With the shutdown across the world, pretty much, we started to see heroin return on the streets. Well, heroin is not as potent as fentanyl. So whenever you have a significant change like that, and then people go back to using fentanyl, we then increase someone's risk for an overdose. Brothers, I've been telling y'all for the past few days about this fentanyl epidemic and how all the drugs have been cut with fentanyl. This is the no cap zone, brothers. This is the no cap zone. So let's read a little more. And I think other things that took place, she says, and I think other things that took place, the stay-at-home order, people were no longer able to safely use. We needed to get into the hands more naloxone to reverse overdoses because unfortunately there were significant delays with 911 or emergency response services being able to respond to overdoses at home. I think that the only thing too is just when we look at the healthcare system, we had to quickly transition to telemedicine. And that was something that was unheard of in the addiction medicine world, being able to offer telemedicine for substance use services. So unfortunately, the pandemic pretty much ripped the Band-Aid off. Didn't I tell y'all that? It disrupted people's routines, which gave them their routines, gave them a Band-Aid. That's what it done to us, brothers. From us focusing on what we really going through, like these addictions, which pretty much ripped this Band-Aid off of our healthcare system and unroofed many, many disparities and iniquities that we were dealing with right now, that we are dealing with right now. And unfortunately, our Black males have continued to suffer during this time. Brothers, we have to heal before we build, brothers. We have to heal before we build. And I had to bring y'all this story because of the late Fuquan Johnson, rest in peace. The late Michael K. Williams, rest in peace. These brothers are dying from overdoses, drug overdoses. And it's been a common thing since C-19 popped off. Black men ODing. Brothers, we got to heal before we build, brothers. We got to heal before we build. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Salute, salute, salute to all of the visionaries. Much love to y'all. Shout out to the A-Game family. Salute to the A-Game nation. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Peace.
This is A-Game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.